What's going on, you guys? Dark Saint here, bringing you guys another video, talking to you guys about The Division. In this video, we're going to be covering the weekly reset. Yes, the weekly reset has happened again. This week, we are going to be covering May 20th through May 27th. So, let's see what the vendors have for us today. Starting out, we'll take a look at the base of operations, and we're going to look at the tactical MK16 assault rifle. Now, for an assault rifle, this is actually one of the weaker variations, and really the perks on it are not that great. These are more for your sniper type or marksman rifle type builds than they are anything, so I wouldn't recommend grabbing this one. However, the Vector 45 ACP would not be a bad buy. It's not the best Vector in the game, definitely not one of the better ones to compete with in high-end or late game or anything, but it does come with Brutal, which is a very, very useful perk. And it may help you survive a few more encounters in the Dark Zone if you don't already have your hands on a Vector or on a Nog. You might want to go ahead and pick this up until you can actually get your hands on one. It won't win every gunfight, but it is a very, very powerful weapon. It's just not necessarily the best one. The next we have the custom PF45 pistol. This is a damage dealing pistol, which I'm not a really big fan of. I prefer status effect pistols such as blinding effect or bleeding effect, things of that nature. And I just really don't care for damage dealing pistols. As for the armor pieces, the Spec Ops armor, which was only a gear score of 182, might be something you guys might want to consider just to see what Reckless does. Reckless will be patched in the next update, so I don't encourage buying this, but if you want to see what it does, you can go ahead and pick it up and see what kind of armor increase or damage increase you guys can get just to play around with it. However, like I said before, it will be patched very, very soon, so I don't encourage buying it and wasting your Phoenix credits. The only one that I saw that was worth buying might have been the Gunslinger gloves, as they do have a pretty good critical hit chance, and that's really nice for snipers, and they are 204, and they come with a fairly good stat roll. Of course, they come with critical hit damage, health on kill, and you can re-roll the pistol damage for something else such as critical chance, as well as the new sniper that we'll go over in DZ03 once we get there, so look forward to that. Next, we're going to look at DZ02 Safe House. Starting out, the Spec Ops mask is not a bad mask, so for those of you guys that are low level in the Dark Zone, you want to get your hands on some better gear, and you're just trying to level up, those 182 Spec Ops mask is not a bad mask. Any status effect whatsoever, whether it be blinding or bleeding or anything like that, this will counter that and give you a little bit more health in return as well. So the annoying ones, such as disorientation, blind, etc., they will heal you rather than be an annoyance, and those that do hurt you, they won't hurt you as much because you're going to be countering them. As for the high-end blueprints that they have the electronics holster, the stamina gloves, which have made a return for this week. They also sold last week, but they are back for this week. So if you don't have the gloves, you might want to go ahead and pick those up. Savage is still going to be a very, very viable source in going into update 1.2. So if you don't have the gloves, you might want to pick these up. They also have stamina knee pads and the electronic knee pads as well for you guys that are trying to build a tank build or an electronics build. Next thing we're going to do is take a look at DZ03 Safe House. This is a safe house that everybody wants to see because this is where they sell the weapons. Starting out, we have the SOCOM M1A with 160% increase to headshot damage. It doesn't really have any good perks, but for those of you guys that are only rank 40 and you're looking to get your hands on it, I highly recommend it. It's considered to be equivalent to the first wave M1A. It's a very nice weapon. If you don't have one, you might want to go ahead and pick this one up and play around with it. See if you enjoy it, get used to using them, and hopefully in the future you can find a better one. The military M9 pistol does suck. It's another damage dealing pistol. Again, I'm not a big fan of damage dealing pistols. Maybe you guys are. I'm not. So you don't really have to worry about the military M9. As for the blueprints, you have the Valkyr blueprint, the PX4 Storm Type T blueprint for you pistol users. Again, I would recommend rolling for blind status effect or the bleed status effect. And my personal favorite, the custom M44 blueprint is here. Finally, I've been wanting to get my hands on this. I think it's a beautiful blueprint. Can't wait to mess around with it. This is an awesome, awesome, awesome blueprint. The rest of them are 163, but if you guys are a low level and you want to get your hands on some other blueprints, be sure to check those out. The next one we're going to take a look at is the DZ04 Safe House. This is the one that sells the gear mods for armor. So starting out, you have Prototype Performance Mod, Advanced Stamina Mod, and Advanced Firearms Mod, which is your purple one. The Performance Mod is garbage, however, they are buffing it in Update 1.2. The significance of that buff is still unknown. However, it might be actually viable to make some performance mods. As for the mods available for crafting, you have the Firearms Gear mod and the Performance Gear mod. Again, the Performance Gear mod is getting a buff, so you may want to consider that. As for you guys that are trying to raise your DPS and do a little bit more damage, be sure to pick up that Firearms Gear mod if you have not done so yet. The next safe house we're going to take a look at is going to be the DZ05 safe house. This is the safe house that sells weapon attachments. So if you're trying to make your weapon stronger, this is the place that you would go in order to get better attachments. Starting out, they have the Compensator, which really isn't that good. The C79 scope, again, not that great, especially considering it's purple. So I don't recommend either one of those. However, for the attachments that you can craft for you looking for level 32 items, they have the extended magazine blueprint and the muzzle brake. Both are really, really good. The muzzle brake can come with critical hit damage, and the extended magazine is always nice on the majority of weapons. Either way, you guys, that'll pretty much wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys found it informative. I will show you DZ06, but you guys already know DZ06 never has anything worth actually looking at. So that pretty much wraps it up for this video. Either way, you guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll cover this again next week in the next weekly reset. Either way, you guys, have a good day, and I will catch you guys next time.